Hey there people, it's your favorite WeedleTwineedle Emperor bringing you all a Scarlet and Violet battle video!
Lies! Are you
okay, I
fucking
fooled you.
kidding
We're
me?
actually playing Sword and Shield. I know, but we're doing a little bit of a Terra-type tease video today. So the story is, I have like a bunch of old battling footage using a bunch of Roon Vegas meme teams that I never made into a video. And I figured that since all of these strategies involve giving another Pokemon libero, that's pretty close to Terra typing, and so I figure why not make it into a video. So if you guys do enjoy the narrated Wi-Fi battle content and want to see more of it on the channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video, watch until the end of the video, and maybe share the video with a friend who might enjoy it as well. And if you really enjoy the content, you can also leave a super thanks. It's a new feature they added to YouTube. You can show extra support to creators you really enjoy. Of course, that is optional. Just watching my content really just means the world. So question of the day for you all. Which Pokemon are you looking forward to abusing the Terra-type mechanic with the most? And which Pokemon are you the most afraid to see use the Terra-type mechanic? So my answer to today's question is probably Gardevoir. I know Gardevoir is like one of my most used Pokemon on the channel, but it's like one of my favorite psychic types. And being able to change its typing into basically anything with simple meme strats, like, sign me up. And the Pokemon I'm really afraid of is Toxtricity, both for singles and doubles. Being able to change it to a normal type and get stab on Boomers with Punk Rock, it's kind of insane. And you'll see why, because the first battle I'm showing you all today involves using Libero Toxtricity. So as you can see by my team, I'm using Gengar, Roon Vegas, Toxtricity, Noivern, Cinderace, and Oranguru. As my first opponent, John has Centiskorch, Mamoswine, Rillaboom, Gastrodon, Pheromosa, and Togekiss. So these battles took place back in like Series 7 before Broken Legendaries ruined VGC. So yeah, hopefully this will be a nice breath of fresh air, and hopefully you enjoy the battles. Alright, so we're up against John, who has the original basic bitch trainer card. I feel like these people who have like the basic 1-star trainer cards just like boot up Sword and Shield and are like, okay, let me join in a team and then battle, and that's all they do. And then, you know what, I respect it though, because you know, they're not missing out on much, you know? So they lead off with Togekiss and Centiskorch. I lead off with Cinderace and Roon Vegas, because this team does rely on Roon Vegas and Cinderace. They could have went for Follow Me turn 1, but you know what? I'm not going to overthink it, because if I recall correctly, these battles took place in like Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball tier, so I didn't really have too much respect for my opponents, and as you see why, you know, they didn't go for Follow Me, so we're able to go for the U-turn into Roon Vegas, and now I'm able to send in my Toxtricity. And as you can see, we have Boom Burst at the top of our moves because we are trying to make normal type Toxtricity with Punk Rock Boom Burst, because that was like the thought process. And by the way, these battles are super old because, you know, they're old. This battle's in Series 7, I do believe. So I actually came up with this before Terra types in Scarlet and Violet were even revealed. Like literally, I did this battle in like 2020, 2021. Like, it's been a long time. Anyway, I go for Skill Swap, change into Psychic type with my Libero Roon Vegas, and now we're going to give Toxtricity the Libero ability, but unfortunately Toxtricity will lose Punk Rock because we did Skill Swap it away. And I actually made a miscalculation when I made this team. I figured when I Skill Swap with Roon Vegas, I'd be Ghost type and like, you know, be immune to the Boom Burst. But I forgot that because I'm Libero, I changed into the Psychic type. But then I also forgot, because of Punk Rock that Roon Vegas currently has, we take half damage from that stab Boom Burst, which is actually insane. And my opponent right here is going to go for the Flare Blitz into my Roon Vegas, assuming that it's the threat because we just went for like a U-turn, Key Berry into it. But now Toxtricity is the threat, because at the moment we just got Throat Spray, we're normal type, and we got Stab Boom Burst. So we basically pulled off what Terra type Toxtricity will be like in Scarlet and Violet, except unlike in Sword and Shield, it won't take 3 turns to pull off. You'll actually just get to do it immediately, and that's terrifying, because as you'll see, the damage output from this Toxtricity is absolutely insane. So I bring in a Oranguru right here. I go for Protect just to scout out and see if my opponent wants to Dynamax. And they just decide to just go for Flare Blitz because, you know, the Centiskorch was at pretty low HP. It just took some recoil damage, and now they're going to Dynamax their Mamoswine. I think it's because they expected an overdrive from the Toxtricity, which is why they swapped into the Mamoswine. That's my guess. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Instruct into my Toxtricity. I kind of messed up because I thought my Toxtricity would be faster, but it actually works out because here we Instruct and get double Protect. This mechanic is so funny, because they're going to go for Max Hailstorm into my Toxtricity, and because of the Protect we were able to Instruct with our Scarf Oranguru, by the way, we're able to tank the Max Hailstorm which is absolutely hilarious. And because we constructed Protect, our attack still goes through, and we're able to go for a Boom Burst, Stab, Punk Rock boosted, +1 special attack. And the Boom Burst is going to annihilate Scorch. Mamoswine's able to live because Dynamax is more broken than Terra types. It's true, it's true. Though Terra types will definitely give Dynamax a run for its money when it comes to being broken, because wow. It's gonna be scary, that's for sure, though I'm super excited to mess around with the Generation 9 gimmick for sure. Now in comes Togekiss, and I'm gonna decide to Dynamax, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's time for Toxtricity to Dynamax, but no, you are wrong, because I was a Scarf Oranguru. Well, I still am, but now I'm gonna Dynamax my monkey, and I had to show this animation just because it's iconic. I'm just Dynamaxing my Oranguru, because when I made this team, I figured I wouldn't be Dynamaxing my Toxtricity because I'd be using, you know, Libero, Stab, Boom Bursts. So I decided to go for Protect right here because we actually get we get it again. It's not a triple Protect because we attacked after the double Protect, so it's a weird mechanic, but we kind of like cheated the opponent super hard. We really did cheat. So they're gonna go for a Max Quake into the Toxtricity, and because of Protect, we're able to survive it. And I know that the opponent's faster than me, so that is why I went for Protect. And now, with my Dynamaxed Oranguru, we are gonna go for the Max Strike. And that will lower my opponent's speed stats, which will allow Toxtricity to outspeed stuff. So we're gonna go for Max Strike into the Togekiss and, you know, do a decent chunk. It's not doing too much because it's probably a super supportive Togekiss with a lot of bulk. So we're gonna lower the Mamoswine speed, which is the important part. And Toxtricity's taking some hail damage. It'll actually die from the hail damage, I'm pretty sure, after a few turns. So we gotta end this battle very quickly. My opponent's gonna go for Follow Me, thinking that it's gonna save them, but like, no, sweetie, you're gone. You're gone. I'm gonna go for a Boom Burst. We're gonna activate Telepathy, and we're just gonna Boom Burst and annihilate everything. So down goes Togekiss. Oh wait, it actually lives? Wait, Togekiss is broken. Okay, that has to be like max special defense, max HP, because what? Maybe Terra types aren't as broken as I thought. But Oranguru will finish the job with a Max Strike, and that will knock out Togekiss. The Max Strike is actually off of Hyper Beam and on Max Special Attack, Max Speed. So this Oranguru is like Trick, Instruct, Hyper Beam, and Psychic, I'm pretty sure, or Expanding Force, one or the other. Either way, it's a really funny moveset, and I don't think I'm ever going to use it again, but, you know, it was funny messing around with it for sure. I'm going with my opponent's Gastrodon, and I'm just gonna go for a Boom Burst right here, and that should just destroy the Gastrodon, I think. So I'm gonna go for Boom Burst. It actually lives. Okay, maybe Terra-type Boom Burst isn't that good, but with Helping Hand and stuff like that, it's the damage boost you'll need to like annihilate everything. So don't get it twisted. Like Terra-type Toxtricity will be super duper broken, but Gastrodon and Togekiss are just defensive gods, so they just tanked it. But you know, with Terra types, Toxtricity will be at much higher health, and I think it'll be really good. But down goes Gastrodon, we're able to defeat our opponent with Libero, Toxtricity, and D-Max Oranguru, more importantly. So that was a pretty fun showcasing of the Boom Burst, Stab, Toxtricity. I thought it was a really fun replay I wanted to showcase to you all, because if I didn't, it would just go to waste. I do have more battles to showcase to you all. This battle focuses more on Roon Vegas doing work. My opponent's team creature is Venusaur, Celesteela, Urshifu, Grimmsnarl, Regieleki, and Landorus. So a very threatening team for Series 7 standards. But yeah, let's just get right into this battle against Creature, who has the exact same trainer card number as me, so they have to go down. They cannot get away with copying me like that. I invented 666. I invented the devil. The gays are the devil, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offended anybody. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, okay? Anyway, they lead off with Venusaur and Celesteela. A shiny Celesteela! And I lead off with my Roon Vegas and my Cinderace, because that's how the gimmick works, right? Gonna go for the U-turn into my Roon Vegas, but like I mentioned, this battle focuses more on Roon Vegas than anyone else on the team, because Roon Vegas is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I remember that this battle like had me like super hyped up during it, so I had to showcase this battle as well. So I'm gonna U-turn out into my Scarf Oranguru. Did you guys notice that all the Pokemon had the same exact HP stat? That's just how much synergy my team has. Like literally, like they have the exact same HP stat. Anyway, they're gonna go for the Earth Power into my Cinderace, but we're gonna bring in a Oranguru, take the Earth Power, and then they're gonna go for a Flamethrower into my Roon Vegas, but because it's unstabbed and Celesteel's kind of weak, we're able to take it and go for a Body Press, which becomes Stab with Libero with +1 defense. My Roon Vegas is literally what Zamazenta wishes they could be right now. Like literally, base 145 defense +1 Stab Body Press is what Zamazenta wishes they could be Now we're gonna go for a Scarf Instruct, outspeed both Venusaur and Celesteela, go for another body press, knock out the Kagurain, down goes Celesteela, which is a really nice feeling. And my opponent is going to hit a Sleep Powder and put my monkey right to sleep, unfortunately. Which sucks, but you know what? It's a Skyforanguru, what can we do? And now Roon Vegas is going to move again and set up a Trick Room this time because I want to get some speed control versus my opponent's pretty fast team. They had like a Landorus T and Regieleki. So yeah, and I have a Band of Dracovish in the back. I know I am using a Dracovish on this team, I'm evil, but this is like the first time I've ever used Dracovish on Sword and Shield, so give me a break, okay? Give me a break. Anyway, they're going to Intimidate me, which doesn't matter because Roon Vegas' Body Press goes off of defense. And now we're going to switch out of the Oranguru and we're going to send in the Dracovish to deal with this Landorus T because that's what Dracovish is here for. It's just to deal with stuff. And yeah, we're going to go for Protect because I want to scout what the opponent wants to do. I thought they might want to go for a Dynamax with Venusaur and or Landorus T because Dynamax 50/50s are really fun. But no, they're going to go for a Frenzy Plant, and they said no, this Oranguru is dying now. But Dracovish lives the Frenzy Plant somehow, but then Landorus T puts the Dracovish out of its misery with the Rock Slide, and unfortunately, or very fortunately, Dracovish will go down. So even though I used Dracovish, it got what it deserved. It got annihilated and did nothing. So you know what? Bye, Dracovish, and the Landorus T's Life Orb, which is good to know. Now I'm going to send in Oranguru another time because I don't want to send in Cinderace because Trick Room's up, and that would be bad versus Landorus T. But here, I'm going to go for a Skill Swap into the Landorus T. Okay, this is my idea, right? They're not going to click Earthquake because Venusaur's on the field, right? And they could have clicked Dynamax, but if they were going to Dynamax, they would have done it a few turns ago. So I Skill Swap, give the Landorus T Libero, expecting them to go for the Rock Slide again. And we get the Intimidate on the Landorus T. So this play had a multi-purpose, and this is what I was talking about with the Hype play. Because they're going to go for a Rock Slide, change into Rock type. And now they are weak to Body Press. So even though Dracovish went down, Roon Vegas now has the ability to knock out this Landorus T, which is what I was super hyped about. So if the opponent doesn't switch out right here, they're dead, and they're just gonna die to the Body Press, and down goes Landorus T to Roon Vegas. So that was pretty much why I wanted to showcase this battle. Body Press Roon Vegas is just doing so much work on its own, and here they're gonna go for a Sludge Bomb. They really don't like my Oranguru for some reason. Like, they're just ignoring the Roon Vegas, even though, like, it's not, like, it's not the threat here. Like, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna bring in my Cinderace right here, and my opponent, I forgot what their last is. I think it's Venusaur. Is this their last? No, they still have one more. They're gonna send in their Regieleki, and because Trick Room is up, we're actually faster with Cinderace and Roon Vegas. So the fact that they brought Regieleki is kind of bad for them. But we're gonna Dynamax Cinderace, and I'm gonna go for a Body Press right into the Regieleki, and they still haven't Dynamax. So respect to my opponent for not like Dynamaxing immediately. Here we're going to dodge a Sleep Powder because we deserved it. We deserved that Sleep Powder dodge, and now we're gonna go for a Fireball into that Regieleki because I hate Regieleki with all my heart. And we're going to knock him out with our Gmax Cinderace. I'm using a lot of broken Pokemon. Cinderace and Dracovish. What happened to the real WeedleTwineedle? You are fake, WeedleTwineedle. You are a wannabe. I don't know. I'm high right now. I'm so sorry for being a weird commentator. Anyway, Gmax Fireball. This animation's kind of sick. As much as I hate Cinderace, that animation's kind of hot. I can't lie. I can't lie. So Gmax Fireball gonna one-shot the Gmax Venusaur. They thought they could... They should have Dynamaxed Landorus T, that's all I'll say. So we're able to defeat our opponent. We kind of, you know, got lucky they didn't Dynamax Landorus T, but honestly, I wanted to showcase this battle anyway because I thought it was super funny how I used Libero Roon Vegas on its own to just kind of win the game. So hopefully you all enjoyed that battle, and I do have one more battle to show you guys today. For the last battle, I actually swapped out Toxtricity and Noivern for more of a Trick Room team with Cursola, Gothitelle, and Glastrier. I forgot who the last Pokemon I swapped out was, but yeah, I'm using a more of a Trick Room defensive team, trying to make Cursola do work this time around, as my opponent's team is pretty scary. They have Cinderace, Garchomp, Rotom Fridge, which is cool, Tapu Koko, Suicune, and Rillaboom. So overall, a pretty strong looking team for, you know, Series 7 standards. But yeah, let's just get into this final battle. Okay, so we're challenged by, I can't read that. Let me know in the comments what that says, because I can't read that. I can barely speak English. I literally, English is my first language and I suck at speaking it. That's how you know I'm a flop. But my opponent actually puts us in the Ice Stadium because it picked their stadium because their trainer card was on the left. So we're actually in the Ice Stadium, which is really fitting because they have a Rotom Fridge and for other reasons, which you'll see later on in the battle. So they take us to the Ice Stadium, and I really like that. This stadium is really nice looking. So the Tapu Koko reveals to be Electric Seed, so it seems to be more of a bulky set, which is cool to see. And I'm just going to go for the U-turn turn 1. We're actually faster than Tapu Koko, which is not what I was expecting with Cinderace. I'm not Scarf Cinderace or anything like that. I do believe I'm Focus Sash or Extra Belt. We actually crit our own Roon Vegas with the U-turn, which kind of sucks, but you know what? It's still negligible damage nonetheless, so we're going to consume our Key Berry and get the Libero ability as well, switch out of our Cinderace, and then bring in Cursola. So in comes Cursola, one of the most underrated ghost types around. They're going to go for a Thunderbolt into my Cursola, which we take it really well because Cursola has good special defense. We're going to dodge a Blizzard because Cursola is just a god, and Roon Vegas is going to take a butt ton of damage, but we're able to live. And now we're going to go for the Trick Room. So we're going to change into a Psychic type, which doesn't matter too much. And now we have Trick Room set up, which is really good for us. And now I'm going to go for the Skill Swap into my Cursola. And now Cursola has Libero, and Cursola's coverage is insane. We're going to go for the Meteor Beam, change into a Rock type, and this is huge. As long as we hit our Meteor Beam, we're in such a good spot. We're going to charge up our Meteor Beam, get a special attack increase, and then consume our Power Herb. And we're going to go for Meteor Beam, and we hit, and we're going to go right into the Rotom Fridge just because I'm not trying to get frozen by Blizzard. I have PTSD, and anytime I see an Ice type attack, I'm like, no, you have to go down now. I have such a bad record with freeze hacks, like it's kind of crazy. Anyway, Dazzle Gleam will knock out my Roon Vegas, which is fine because after the skill swap goes off, Roon Vegas is kind of useless. So down goes Roon Vegas, and now I'm going to send in my Glastrier. So Dracovish, Cinderace, and Glastrier. WeedleTwineedle using OU Pokemon in the OU tier. Like, oh my god, I can't believe Weedle would do this to us. Like, wow, Weedle, what happened to you? I thought you didn't use Trier Pokemon. But yeah, they're going to bring in their Rillaboom and set up the grassy terrain. Your ass is grass. You know how it is. And now, I'm going to Dynamax my Glastrier because I had enough. I'm like, I'm not losing to this Rillaboom or Tapu Koko. I got my Libero Cursola. I'm happy with them. But my Glastrier, let me Dynamax you real quick. Let me see how people feel. I want to see how it feels to Dynamax the Glastrier. So we're going to block the Grassy Glide with Protect, and I'm just trying to knock off this Rillaboom because I'm not trying to lose my hard-earned Libero Cursola to the balanced Grassy Glide. So I go for Protect, Max Hailstorm, set up the Hail and the Ice Stadium, which is cool. I'm so punny today. And we're going to set up the Hail, and Rillaboom is going to go down, and then Tapu Koko, what do they go for? We're going to get a Chilling Neigh boost because balanced Pokemon, though last year kind of fell off because, you know, restricted Pokemon. Thunderbolt is absolutely nothing with a crit because Assault Vest Dynamax last year is really fair and balanced, by the way. This Pokemon like ruined my day in Series 7, so I just wanted to give it a try myself. I remember I was like, I got this last year from a Oomph being like a friend. Let me use it. Let me use this Glastrier, you know? So I'm using Glastrier. The main reason I'm actually using it is because I wanted a good Ice type to set up Max Hailstorm for my Cursola. So they're going to Dynamax a Cinderace right here, which is kind of annoying because Cinderace Dynamax is kind of tanky while also doing a lot of damage, but I don't care. +1 attack, Max Quake, you're gone. Like, you're gone. If you live, like, the Blizzard from Cursola will finish you. So down goes Cinderace to the Max Quake from my Glastrier, however this Pokemon's name is pronounced. Down goes the Fair and Balanced Bunny. And now, like I said earlier, the Cursola is going to change into an Ice type, and with Libero, Stab, +1 Blizzard, off the Max Hailstorm making a perfect accuracy, this Tapu Koko is gone. So we're going to go for a Stab +1 Blizzard, single target as well, and that's just going to eviscerate the Tapu Koko. And yeah, I think that is the end of the battle. We're able to defeat our opponent thanks to mostly Glastrier, to be honest, but Libero Cursola got to see some spotlight, and you know, if Cursola's in the game, it will abuse Terra types very well as well. So hopefully you all enjoyed those videos. Hopefully it got you a little bit excited to try out Terra types. If you enjoy the Sword and Shield content, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. I love you all very, very much, and I'll check you guys in my next video.